So, speaking of adversity, there's something we'd like to talk about really quick. Um, the Guilty Gear Strive beta.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh boy,
Uh-oh.
this is where I
Uh,
log off. This is where I log off.
is Okay, so let me preface it with this. It wasn't horrible. I mean, it's a beta. You got to give them you got to give them a little you got to give them leeway. But man, uh first off, I mean, you know what? I'm not even gonna go first. I'm gonna let Antique Legend go ahead and Antique Legend go
Oh,
ahead real
oh,
quick.
that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing.
Okay.
I'll go first.
So being a Guilty Gear fan, Guilty Gear has always been a very advanced technical game. And with Strive, it seems like they're taking the Street Fighter V route and making it a little bit simpler, a little bit more approachable for, casual people or people who haven't played a Guilty Gear game. And there's still there's a little bit technical aspect of it, but they still have a lot of time to really flesh out the game, add, more stuff to it because if it stays in the current state as far as the system, then I think the more uh, retro veteran players aren't really going to like it. They're just going to go back to previous games. So they're going to have to boost up the advanced gameplay just a little bit more. Definitely got to fix the in-game UI because there's too much going on. I didn't mind it. The only thing I didn't like was that the character, like the icons were moving with the energy bars. I've never seen that in a game before, at least. So I would rather have the character images stay put and then the energy bars move. And then, of course, the burst bar, that needs to stay put because that moving, I wasn't even looking at the burst bar at all. And yeah, I mean, but the visuals are on point as far as in-game
Oh yeah.
visuals on point. Character models are on point. I did hear like some of the veteran games, like Anime Illuminati was saying, like some of the animations were a little wonky, but other than that, visuals are on point. But the lobby, the lobby system, that has to go away. Them changing, going from the traditional, miniature arcade and you got your character and you're running around to different arcade cabinets to matchmake with people. That there was nothing wrong with that system. That was a perfect system, it's perfect design. Everybody's used to it, most everybody likes it. To go from that to the pixel art, indie game style. Like when I was watching someone play Guilty Gear, and they just had that the lobby up. It was the first day that it was up, and I was like, "Wait a minute, they're not playing Guilty Gear. What is this?" And then I go into their stream, and then they finally get into the game, and I was like, "Wow, what were they thinking with the lobbies?" And and it's hard to connect to people because it's like you got your character and you got to have your weapon out and you don't know when you're matchmaking or when you're not matchmaking and you get kicked out of the lobby. Like it is just horrible. So they got a lot of work to do as far as the lobby and matchmaking and of course with the main game, but that lobby system has to go. I'm gonna let Evan take over from that.
Okay, so so first, everything he just said, pretty on point. But in my response to the way I mean, my biggest problem, like Tempest said, he says he says like Strive needs adjustments. It's a start. Their approach is more damage, less simplification. Yes, emphasis on more damage. Okay. One problem I had with the way that they did it was you have what's called Potemkin. Now, if anybody ever played Potemkin before, there's a when Potemkin does the ground slam, he hits the ground and you fall down, and it doesn't do any damage, but it's a way for Potemkin to you're on the ground, he's walking over to you because Potemkin's slow. He doesn't have a dash in. You know, not really.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have like a dash, like a normal dash like everyone else does. So he got like it's a way for him to get in. But instead of just keeping it like that, they decided, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to just like make it so it does a ton of damage whenever you do it. So he slams the ground, and you get like, especially if you're Chip Zandvoort, my God, that's like almost a quarter of your health. That's almost a quarter of your health in that one hit, and it's like a long range move. It's basically a long range move. Oh, were you standing on the ground? Oh, too bad. Now you just lost a quarter of your health. But
Hey, I was loving doing that move, especially in the combo. When you do that slow-mo break move, I forgot what it's called, but you still do that slow-mo break move, and you can punch, and then you do that ground move right after. I was loving that. And then literally three command grabs from him, and you're dead. You
Yeah.
are dead.
it's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
some shit.
And like the thing about it is, it's like now if that wasn't bad, like that's a separate issue on its own. The thing about it is that my biggest problem with Strive is that lobby, man. It like Antique Legend said, it has to go away. I'm sorry, man. It's chaotic. They have a thing where you can actually just go over to the person that you want to play. But if you're going to do that, why even do that lobby system in the first place? Like, just don't even do that. If you're going to have a thing where you can be like, okay, I'm just going to jump over here to zip over here to this person that I want to play. You know, a lot of times you just got to be looking for people's like nameplates and stuff like that. Man, I wasn't feeling that. And then of course the thing where you gotta have your weapons out, so you're trying to play with the person that you're trying to play with, but then sometimes the game is running mad slow, or somebody else is like, there's like 8 people crowding up there with you, and you're fighting the wrong dude. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then you don't really realize it until you're almost already in a match. Then you don't even know that you're matchmaking. This is a simple thing that you can change. It's like, there's a thing that tells you that there's matchmaking. Now, it's not here at the top of your screen. It's not in the middle, or it's not even at the bottom. It's like down to the left in like a small box. It's like, oh, we're matchmaking you right now. And you're kind of like, hey, did it freeze? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, it was very confusing to know when you were matchmaking. And Evan forgot to mention the biggest issue. The lobbies were in parallel universes.
Man.
I'm gonna let him take
Oh,
it.
no.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let him take it.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna
Oh,
let
man.
him take it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Once again, I know it's a beta. Okay. We all know it's a beta. But like, what they would do is, if you wanted to go to the same room in the same region, sometimes they will put you in different versions of the same room. So you have to continuously go in and come out, go in and come out, go in and come out, over and over and over and over and over again, to see if you got into the same instance of that room as your friend. Me and Antique Legend tried several times. We had One Winged Angel. We're trying to play with him, and it just didn't work out. It was like, I think I spent more time trying to play a match than I did actually playing a match. Like, it's like I think we spent like a whole night doing that. And I know there were other days after that. I knew there were other days where you could have played the beta after that. I wasn't interested anymore. I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested no more. I wasn't interested anymore.
You were an angry consumer?
Yeah, man. Yo, I was an angry beta tester, bro. I was done. I was like,
Beta tester.
Bro, we weren't only trying to battle each other. We were battling the whole game.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
We were battling the
sound like y'all were
whole game.
octopuses. Y'all were out there
The
battling
lobby system, we were battling the lobby system, the matchmaking.
Yeah, that's some
Trying
next
to
level
find
stuff
each
right
other.
there.
Oh man,
I could.
Sound like
Not
it
a
was-
fighting game, but the game
It was
fighting
pretty
too.
bad.
Whew.
I can't.
Like, literally, you think playing the game was stressful? Like, literally, once we got into a match, stress was gone. Like, that. As soon as I got into a match, I was just like, okay, I made it. I don't care what happens. I made
Yeah,
it.
and that's if they let you into the match. because like sometimes you'd be matchmaking and then it'd be like, oh, disconnection. You're back to the main
Yep.
screen.
This sounds like a Sam show lobby.
Disconnection. You're back to the main screen.
Right.
I don't know, man. I didn't want to go back after that. I didn't want to go back. I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't even do the survey. I was just
That
like,
doesn't sound good for your health.
this was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That controller
He was
dropped.
out day one.
I'm out.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dude was out after day one.
Definitely know what to hold them, Evan.
I'm gonna go play a game that works.
Right?
I'm gonna play a game that works. But
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm telling you, it's like, I mean, like I said, I know it's a beta. It was a beta, and of course there's going to be hiccups. But the hiccups, it was like maybe if the lobby system had been a little bit more, it had been less chaotic. It's just like all this stuff going on in there, and you're constantly trying to, come over here, put out your weapons, and then fight. Man, just take it back to the old ones where you just sit in front of an arcade cabinet and play each other. Is that so much to ask? I ask you. I don't think I'm being too demanding. Maybe
No?
I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my mother.
Yeah. Right?
Maybe
Got
I'm
that
just
Prince
like my
in there.
mother. She's never
Yeah.
satisfied. Why do we scream at
man.
each other?
It's guilty
This is
gear.
what it sounds like when
You don't
doves
know.
cry.
They don't know about that. They don't know about that.
Damn.
Oh man.
You
Boy,
giving
we're
them
about
too
to-
much.
Oh
You giving
wow.
them too much. They don't know about that.
Out here writing poetry.
They don't know about that.
Oh my god. Okay, so
But I got one more. What was I gonna say?
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But I feel bad because after the beta, you got a code to do the survey. I feel bad for my man Evan because he wasn't heard. He didn't get a chance to get heard. But
Oh,
yeah, they
no.
had a long. It was a real good survey, and you had multiple times. They asked you about every aspect of the game. What characters you wanted to see, what you thought about the gameplay, matchmaking, lobby, graphics, music. They asked you everything about the game, and pretty much a lot of people filled it out. So hopefully they heard us about at least mainly the lobby. As long as they heard us about the lobby and then of course the actual gameplay, then we're good. If they just go back to the normal lobby from the previous games, then I'm good. But if they keep that same lobby, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh, Tempest says he missed the survey by hours.
Two people. Man,
They don't want to hear what I have to say, man. So I think it's kind of.
that was the first thing I did. I went straight to the lobby. I was like, yep, let me go ahead and get this in.
I mean, what's it called? I mean, I feel like Evan's survey went something like this. What was your favorite part about Guilty Gear Strive beta? It ended. Submit.
Yeah. Yeah. Two
Oh
words.
man. Oh man. Yeah.
Uninstall, close application.
Yep.
It's like, man, get this off my PS4. Like,
Yeah.
Get this shit off me.
oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Whew.
Oh,
I
man.
hope they plan on doing another one because
Yeah.
they're way ahead of the game with that.
Yeah, man.
They need to do one more.
I feel
Yeah.
like they'll get their shit together. I hope, anyways. Hope they don't, make me eat my words right there. But if they do, they're not getting money out of me. I mean, simple as that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, man. Because like, if that had been like, if that had been something I had to pay for, man, I'd be hot mad. You know, like, I wouldn't even. I'd be done. I'd be done. Man.
Mhm.
I'd be like, all right, you know what, guys, I can't do this. Don't even ask me about the game. Forget it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
And that the current state of the game is, I mean, it's like I said, it's the beta, but no.